Xbox recently had their financial update. And although Microsoft did good as a whole when they would have reached the Xbox portion, things are not looking too good. These numbers that Microsoft has given us for Xbox ain't adding, to the point where Xbox fans are looking from a different source to do the counting.
That's 4 plus 2.
4 plus 2. Jesus, tell me what's 4 plus 2. 5. 5. It is 5.
Jesus ain't tell you nothing like that.
Yo, shout out to Season, man. Shout out to Season, man. Yo, I'm this nigga
But it's all good, guys. It is all good. So I will give my take as to why I believe that although Microsoft had a bad quarter, I mean, there are quarters that are bad. We will see an improvement as the year treks on, and I'll show you why I say that. So keep watching the video as I explain how Microsoft would have a better quarter in the next 3 months. In the meantime, there has been a lot of debate as to whether the Series S is capable. Well, it just so happened that yes, we would have seen a little update when it comes to Final Fantasy VII. And notice what Digital Foundry would have said about the Series S.
But on Series S, somewhat surprisingly, it always seems to use the higher resolution asset. So basically, anytime the PS5 is presenting a higher resolution texture asset than PS4 is presenting, Series S appears to go with that PS5 presentation.
You know.
The doors are no issue, ground textures are great, signage is fine, and that extends the integrated campaign as well, where PS5 and Series S are always matching.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
If you go to Switch 2, those same assets look pretty muddy and bad, but you know, on Series S it's fine. So I think that's kind of interesting. It suggests, as I think John has previously suggested and Alex has previously suggested, that the primary issue here is a streaming issue and not memory capacity, because Switch 2 obviously has more memory capacity than Series S, but is not always delivering those higher detail textures, unfortunately. So that's a positive sign for at least Series S. And beyond the Series S textures, Series S seems to sit in kind of a middle space between PS4 and PS5 in terms of its visual settings. So the shadows are better quality than PS4, for instance, but worse than PS5. NPC draw distance seems about the same as PS5, and that holds true for both Series S modes. They're the same outside of resolution. In performance mode, Series S is 1080p 60, graphics mode it's 1440p 30, and it's consistent at those figures with the UE4 TAA.
As the generation goes on, we keep seeing that the narrative that the Series S is too weak and so forth, it really is swept under the table, because look, we are seeing in this example, although the Switch 2 has more memory or more RAM than the Series S is punching above the Switch 2. Just imagine that the Series S version of Final Fantasy VII is very much comparable with the PlayStation 5 version. I mean, who would have known? I mean, you need to have a keen eye to see the difference when it comes to the Series S and the PlayStation 5 version. So let me know, is it that you still think that the Series S is way weaker than the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X? Let me know that in the comment sections below. Now let's talk about Sony's hate for the PlayStation 4. We know the PlayStation 4 is a very old console. However, it's still hanging in there. That PlayStation 4 sound like a goat at the end there, man. Yes, the PlayStation 4 is not going anywhere. And believe you me, Sony does not like that. Sony does not like that there are still 50% of PlayStation gamers still on PlayStation 4. The question is, why these PlayStation 4 gamers didn't make the jump yet over to PlayStation 5? Could it be that Sony still wanted that PlayStation 4 money? That is why they brought games like God of War, Horizon, and basically a lot of games that was supposed to be exclusive to the PlayStation 5. Yes, that could be one of the reasons as to why, PlayStation 4 gamers are not making the jump. Another reason could be that these PlayStation 4 gamers are not seeing a significant, increase in graphics or features to warrant them jumping over to the PlayStation 5. But whatever the case, Sony does not like that these gamers are still on PlayStation 4. Even the Black Hokage knows that.
PlayStation is doing their own PlayStation 6S. That says to me that they are sick of UPS. They are sick of y'all. They said, fine, we'll make a cheaper version for you. But imagine if this rumor is true, Sony probably feels like, God damn, PS4 will not get off the floor. So we're going to come out with a PS6 Poor Edition. That's what we're going to do for you. And this is what.
Wow. If Sony comes out with a PlayStation 6S version, then Sony would have admitted that Microsoft was correct. I mean, let's wait and see what transpires from this. But yes, how would Sony get PlayStation 4 gamers, to make the jump over to PlayStation 5? Well, Sony came up with an ingenious idea to send PlayStation 4 console owners a direct message. Look at this. One of the biggest ponies on Twitter, Zubitech, said PlayStation is sending from PlayStation Message to PlayStation 4 users to upgrade to PlayStation 5. Now, notice what the message says. That writing looks a bit small. AI, please zoom by 100. Well, it says whether you're catching up with hits from PlayStation 5 like Clear Obscure, Expedition 33, Arc Raiders, and Ghosts of Yote, or getting ready for the most anticipated games of 2026, including Saros, 007 Lite, Neo 3, and so much more. Now is the perfect time to upgrade to the PlayStation 5 console. Scan the QR code to see the latest deals on PlayStation 5 consoles. Wow, wow, wow. So it's very clear. This says a lot. Sony is desperate to sell consoles. And why is that? Because Sony's entire business gaming business hangs on the PlayStation console. Without Sony selling PlayStation consoles, their gaming business would be practically dead. So we would have seen a different strategy with Xbox. Xbox is not focusing on consoles, they are focusing on putting their content everywhere, and also helping persons to see that they can get into gaming on any screen. And that is a different strategy when it comes to both of these platforms. Now, let me hear from you. Do you think that this is a good strategy here from Sony, sending PlayStation 4 gamers messages so that they can sell more consoles? Or do you think this is a bit desperate, like persons in buying the PlayStation 5 how they would like them to? That is why they are doing it. Let me know in the comment sections below. That brings us to the Microsoft financial update. So as most of you all would have known by now, Microsoft would have had their latest financial update, and we had it summarized by a number of different gaming pundits, one of them being Shinobi. Notice what Shinobi said here concerning Microsoft gaming. Shinobi said Xbox report Q2 FY26 results. Total game revenue was down 9% year over year. Content and services was down 5%. Hardware revenue dropped to 32%. For a little more context to this, let's listen to Xbox Chief Financial Officer as she reports on this financial update.
And in gaming, revenue decreased 9% and 10% in constant currency. Xbox content and services revenue decreased 5% and 6% in constant currency and was below expectations, driven by first-party content with impact across the platform. Operating expenses increased 6% and 5% in constant currency, driven by the impairment charges in our gaming business noted earlier, as well as R&D investments in compute capacity and AI talent. Now,
with all this bad Xbox news, of course, the ponies are in full flight.
Xbox is down 32%. It is just continuing to just fall off a cliff. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I think I'm fascinated by the fact that Xbox is completely dying a death of its own volition. It's just constant crappy games. Xbox tries to spin this narrative. We've got the best places to play. We've got the best, craziest stuff. We've got Indiana Jones and Fable and Forza and Halo and Gears of War E-Day. These games are all great. I'm not going to pretend that I didn't have a blast with Indiana Jones.
Say that again.
Yes, you just heard Dreamcast guy contradict himself as usual. We even had J-Dub. J-Dub here is posting that Microsoft stock has fallen. So yes, everywhere you turn, you are seeing bad Xbox news, bad Microsoft news, and these ponies are really in their glee. They are happy that this is happening. Now I'll tell you something. Most persons are saying that here what, because of all these things happening, Xbox is dead. So is Xbox dead? Well, all I have to say is don't be stupid. I mean, it is one bad quarter. There are some quarters that are extremely well, and there are some quarters that are bad or extremely bad in this instance. Microsoft will recover from this, Xbox will recover from this, because why do I say that? Why am I so optimistic? It's because about the games. It's all about the games. Look at the type of games coming to Xbox, coming to everywhere. Look at the type of games coming. So obviously you would see an increase when it comes to revenue, see an increase when it comes to player engagement or what have you, MAUs, what have you. So we could expect an uptick, especially in the last quarter of the year, or maybe the mid quarter of the year, where it is we would see an uptick in a lot of games, a lot of consoles being sold, a lot of games being bought. So Xbox is not dead, it's just a bad quarter. I mean, everyone is looking forward to the game you're seeing on your screen even. This is Crimson Desert, and they are the same developers who decided not to give PlayStation an exclusive to this particular game. Wow. So this game is a buy for me day one. So let me hear what you think. Do you think Xbox is dead because they had one bad quarter? Let me know. If it is, you are that stupid. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.